While Facebook is building our audience, I see that we have some people that are getting on right now. So please drop any questions that you have. We're going to go ahead and get started. I hope that everybody can see me now. Sorry. We're going to start off with do not commit fraud. A lot of people are wanting to get PPP, but they have found out the formula, which you have to have a positive on your Schedule C, line 31. That means that after all your expenses are paid, that you must have a positive number. Well, people know that you're going to compare your 2019 to your 2020. So some people are going in and now they mysteriously want to have a positive on their 2020 Schedule C. You don't want to take a risk on now. You said that your business lost $25,000 in 2019 and all of a sudden you just made $50,000 in the middle of a pandemic after all your expenses were paid. So it's either pay me now or pay me later. And you don't want to flag yourself with inflated numbers so that you can get PPP, but then the government comes in and says, okay, you've been losing money. Now all of a sudden you just made $50,000. So then they audit you and now you're having to go back for years, collect information. And not only that, you're having to pay money. Also, when you claim money on for your PPP, you're going to have to pay taxes on that income that you claim. So some people don't realize that now if you show that you got a $50,000 gain, you got to pay taxes on $50,000 with the income, whereas you were filing before at a loss. Now you got to file taxes based on that $50,000, and will your PPP offset the tax implications that you're creating for yourself if you have inflated numbers just so that you can qualify? So I would highly suggest that you be as transparent as possible, be as truthful as possible, because you don't want to end up on federal charges, nor do you want to put yourself in a IRS audit because you red flagged yourself because of risky behavior to try to get some money. If you don't qualify, you just don't qualify. That's kind of like now where they're offering people with student loans $10,000. Okay, if you don't have $10,000 with the student loans, it doesn't apply to you. You can't take advantage of every opportunity or try to force every opportunity to work for you. So I would encourage you to be as truthful as possible, because like I said, they've got a DOJ, that's the Department of Justice, has a team out here that is investigating people for EIDL, PPP fraud. And I've seen where they're even coming after people that did not get millions. A lot of people that you see in the news got millions of dollars, but now we're starting to see people that didn't get a whole lot of money, but if they committed fraud, they are coming after them. And remember that you're dealing with the government. So if they decide to audit you, you can't run from these people. They can freeze your bank accounts. They can put liens against your property. They are like the mafia. They can come after your assets, and there's no way to avoid them. So remember the slogan, pay me now or pay me later. If you qualify, I most wholeheartedly welcome you to do that, but don't commit fraud trying to get a little bit of money, because it may come back to haunt you at a later time. I do want to talk about unemployment for self-employed people. The $300 instead of $600 is back into play. If you Okay. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my computer. It just flashed off. Sorry about that. Thank you though for staying on here. We're still live. I don't know what happened. But for the self-employed people that want to file unemployment, you can do that on the unemployment. They are giving $300 this time instead of $600. You can go back as early as January the 2nd to file that, and you need to go in and file your weekly claims if you're out of work, and they'll give you your base unemployment as well as the $300 that'll be added for the stimulus package. And that will go from now, as of right now, it's going through March. If you qualify, but you do need to state in your unemployment that the reason that you are out of work is due to COVID, but do not get confused and put that you're not available for work. Put that you are available for work, but all your reasoning for filing the unemployment is because you're out due to COVID. So make sure that you file your unemployment right, so then that way you don't have to go back in the system and try to get in touch with somebody and get everything done. And if you filed unemployment back in March when most things were shut down, then your account should still be active. I wouldn't try to create multiple accounts because it's going to pick up your Social Security number. So go back into that one. If you have questions, do reach out to the unemployment office because they do have people and things there in place to help you with that. Sometimes if you cannot get your paperwork processed through the portal, I would suggest that you fax the information as well. So then that way you can get some kind of assistance if you are unsuccessful in getting people on the phone, because sometimes these places do have long wait times as far as waiting to get questions answered due to high call volume. So do please utilize fax when trying to get things done as well as the email, because people are able to communicate with you sometimes through those mediums a lot faster than a live phone call. Also, I want to also go over PPP is now open. If you did not get it the first time, then you can get it now. You must have income. You cannot have a loss, because if you have a loss, it's saying that you wasn't making money anyway. And if you wasn't making any money, then the pandemic did not cause you to lose any money. So therefore, you want to make sure that you do have a positive on both your 2019 and your 2020 taxes on your Schedule C if you are a sole proprietor. If you have 1120, they're going to be looking at your K1. Also on this as well, with the PPP, they're looking at the same quarter. I had a question where it's going off your gross receipts. That means the amount of money you took in. And if you haven't been doing a profit and loss or P&L statement, then I would suggest that you go through your bank business account and you can track it through your deposits. So each month your bank will tell you how much you deposit. Well, in order to determine which quarter that you had the 25% decrease, and that's in gross receipts, that is before you paid anybody anything, then you could just tally up January through March, get the total deposits for 2019, compare them for January through March for 2020, and see if you came up with a 25% difference. Also, did you do the same year? So you can do it either for the entire year, or you can pick whatever quarter that you want, may it be first, second, or third quarters, to decide where your 25% loss is. So that way that is another stipulation that they did on PPP. Now let's move on to EIDL and the $10,000. We were informed that the SBA should be reaching out to you. So you need to make sure that whatever email you use for the SBA EIDL, that's where you went on their portal and applied for the 3.5% loan. I would encourage you to make sure you're checking your email as well as your junk email, because they are supposed to be reaching out to you for the remainder of your $10,000. So that way, those people that qualify, and now they're basing it on a low income community. So they are saying that you don't need to reach out to them, but you do need to watch for the email and make sure that you respond, because a lot of these emails, when they are responding, they are time sensitive. They're not going to hold the money for you for 2-3 weeks. They need to go on to the next person if you're not interested. So therefore, you need to make sure that you are checking your email as well as your junk and your spam. And it's going to come from an email, SBA.gov on the end. Be careful not to get caught up in scams. There's a lot of people out here scamming, looking for information, or trying to get you to send them money and promising you to send them money back. None of that is happening with the SBA. They're not charging you to up front to get money from them. That is not what the SBA does. So if somebody sends you an email asking for upfront money, just know that it's a scam. It's not the SBA. But look for the domain SBA.gov to be on the end of the email. If that is not the end of it, that's another indication that it may be coming from a hacker or somebody that is looking to scam you. There's a lot of scams going on right now. Also, there is an employee retention tax credit. You need to ask your accountant about it. This is only for people that have W-2 employees. That means that is for people that give people a paycheck and they take out taxes, take out wages. Even if maybe as a business owner, you are a W-2 employee of your company, that would apply for the employer. The employee retention tax credit is up to $14,000 per employee. And it was, at first, you couldn't take it if you took PPP, but now you can do both, but you just can't do both on the same money. So if you use your PPP money for third quarter of 2020, then you can use this tax credit, say, for the fourth quarter. It can't be for the same quarter in 2020. So make sure that when you go to get your taxes filled out, if your account is not staying up on these things, you need to be able to bring it to their attention. And that is called the employee retention tax credit. And remember, this is not a deduction. A tax credit means that that's actual money, actual dollars that you can qualify up to $14,000 per employee. So that's really big. That is a credit, not a deduction. Don't get confused between credits and deductions. If you already have a loan with the SBA, they can look and see if you qualify for them to make your payments for an extended period of time. They should reach out to you, or the bank, the corresponding lender that you use to go through to get your SBA loan. This is like those express loans, the other loans that the SBA offers, not EIDL. It has nothing to do with the pandemic. If you took out a regular loan through a lender that you have to pay back, they are making the payments for people on their behalf. So you can ask for that. Then don't forget to look for the Shuttered venue operator grants. If you have an event hall and you miss money, there is grant money for missed rents on events, venue halls, movie theaters, different things like that. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of that. They don't want you to double dip on this one, but it's a grant, so it's free money. So if you have an event hall, or you know somebody with an event hall and their income largely dependent on that, then I would highly suggest that they go after the Shuttered venue operator employee grants. And that grant is supposed to be on grants.gov when it opens up for venue people. Also, for our people with food trucks in the hospitality industry, remember that when you do your PPP, you're going to do it for 3.5 months, not 2.5. Make sure that you get the right information for your PPP. Also, they're going off of your NAICS code, NAICS code. It must start with a 72. So make sure that you've picked the right code when you're doing your PPP loan, so that way you can get the 3.5 times. It must start with a 72 in order for you to be able to apply for the 3.5 months worth of paycheck protection versus 2.5. All other businesses do 2.5, but since the food industry was hurt the most and hospitality, those people are getting 3.5 times the amount, which can make a significant difference depending on how much payroll that you do have. So I do encourage you to, if you are still confused about a lot of this stuff and you really want to get on the right path, we are having a business seminar on February the 6th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a virtual live seminar on a Saturday, 2 Saturdays from now. And our early bird special ends tomorrow. It's $99 for our returning Bossed Up Academy attendees. We're doing a special rate for repeat students of $75. So you don't want to miss the early bird special. And then on February the 20th, we're going to have a real estate investing course. A lot of people have been asking me about the class. You do not need a real estate license. You don't have to have an interest in even selling real estate or getting your real estate license in order to attend this class. This is if you want to get into rentals, flips, wholesaling, the different aspects of the rental business, real estate investing business, because we're going to be going over a lot of stuff and how to collect your rent, even though people are getting discouraged. And both workshops have been updated with COVID-19 information, as well as how to recession-proof your business, may it be in real estate or any other business, because a recession is currently looming. And we may be facing another shutdown with this new strain of COVID that they're saying that's going to be coming out or that's going to be really hitting everybody hard in March. So you need to be prepared for that, and you need to be ahead of the curve. So we're going to be going over a lot of that in retrospect to general business on workers to bosses in 120 days. And then we'll do the real estate investing in 120 days, broke to paid in 120 days. We'll go over how to recession proof and COVID proof and navigate COVID-19, and how you can get this pandemic actually to work in your favor instead of working against you. Again, if you have any questions about anything, please do reach out, and we are more than here and willing to help you with your PPP if needed. Thank you.